Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Matchbox Marks Diecast Restoration. So on the roundabout today I've got another fleet Resto, and these have been in the hopper for a while. So obviously it's the Land Rover fire truck, I guess. Let's see what we've got here. See if we've got a name here. There it is, Land Rover fire truck. So this is a really cool casting, a true legend in the field of Lesney. So I'm going to do 5 Restos, or maybe 4, I haven't decided yet, or maybe 5 Restos and a custom. So obviously the custom, I'm going to do the BP livery, add to my BP collection of trucks. So not sure how I'm going to do the green and yellow yet, but we'll see. So I do have a few extra ladders, some decals, enough to do 5. So, but I don't know if I can utilize all these. So let's get them off the roundabout and check each one out and see what we've got. Stick around. Alright, so I got the big book out, and here is our number 57 Land Rover fire engine. So, this one here, this is my best looking one, but I'm still going to do a Resto on it. So, there's this one, and let's see if there's any variations. I do see gray wheels, so let's see here. And there it is. So 1966, year before I was born. So I've got it looks like the red body. So we've got decals and labels. I'm not too sure what the difference is. I need to research that. So obviously I think mine has decals. Gray plastic wheels is worth some money, quite a bit of money. So all right. So let's get them taken apart and see what they're made of. Stick around. All right, so let's get the Land Rover fire engines to the maintenance floor. So I drilled out the holes on each, and if you've never done one of these little castings, you're gonna find that the bottom is very brittle. You can see. So some of these were not very easy and some were. Let me see here. This one I think was pretty easy. Let's see if we can take them apart one at a time. Just gotta be very careful. There we go. And we'll see what's going on with the inside. So it's got the little axles there. I'll put in the camera. So there you go. I'm going to clean these up and paint them a new gray. So I'll get off the tires. There's that. And these are held in there by rivets. Huh. And I'm going to grind these down too, because these are a pain. Because I had to, look at that. There's not any clearance at all in here. So, and then of course the little ladders should just pop right out, and I'm really shocked that these have lasted for so long. Actually, I think they just slide out from what I remember. Alright, let me see here. Well, I thought they slid out, but maybe we just pry them out like that. Oh, there we go. Falls on the floor. So I'll probably paint these a white if I don't replace them. I'll probably save them. So there's that. And then this one here, as you can see, I had to break. So I'm going to have to get those parts off so I can salvage this. So I'm going to put this together right there. And together. And this one was a clean one right here. There we go. It's the best one yet. This one's in really good shape. And there's the detail. So when I custom one in the BP livery, I'm going to definitely detail that portion out. There's that. Here's my little gray pieces. I can't lose those. And I think this one's pretty good. And then, oh, look at this. So the window unit came out, but it's still intact. And then, looks like we got the broken suspension there. Right there. Let me take off the ladder. So yeah, once again, these bases are really brittle. That's that. And this one came out pretty easy. And this one also came out, the window unit. Let me see. Oh yeah, in great shape. Somehow it just popped out of the rivets. Maybe somebody stepped on it or something. And let me take out the ladder. All right, and one more. This one here, everything's intact. It's just dirty, except for this right here, of course. And oh, look at this. Looks like somebody broke the beacon. I'll have to sort that one out. Oh, this one looks like it's been in a mud bath. All right, folks. So there they all are. I'm going to take off the tires and try to glue some of these bases together so I can salvage them. So it's going to be a huge undertaking. All right, stay tuned. All right, so here's an update on my Land Rover fire engine fleet, Resto / custom. So I got all the bodies apart. So nothing wrong with these. I shaved down, all the window units were held in by those rivets there. Well, let me put it in the camera, right? That might help. So here's all these. So these, I'm going to put these in caustic soda because it would be too much to do citrus strip. So I managed to save 5 window units, or 6 window units out of 7 castings. So that's pretty good. Now, one of the castings, this was the chassis, and as you can see, the back here, where all of the hoses are, is missing. So I might forego 1 unit. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. I might just put a door on there with some styrene and make me a window unit with my vacuum forming machine. So here's all the windows. One of them, actually, this one right here, was pushed down. So I'll just have to fix that. Put some glue after a good wash. And this one, the beacon was just stuck up in there. It's funny when you take these apart. And then this one here, man, it took me a long time to get this out. I did break it right here, but it's not visual. So you can see the red paint right here. It was just stuck to it right here. So that was a challenge getting that out. And I tried not to break it, but I did manage to save it. And then all these babies right here, boy, these are brittle. These are really hard to work with. So most of them are in great shape. There was only 2 that I will use for my customs. This right here broke, so I had to glue it. And then this one right here was hard to get out, so it still works. I still got the hoses, so you just won't be able to see the bottom. So these will be my 2 customs. So I'm going to do probably 4 Restos and 2 customs. Tires. Tires were okay getting out. I did have one of the fire engines. I had to break the axle because they're so rusted on there. But I do have 4 extra tires from that one chassis if I don't use that. So anyway, here we go. Put these in caustic soda and get them stripped up and see what I've got. Stick around. Alright, here's an update on my Land Rover fire engine fleet. So it looks like I can work with 6. I had 7 originally, but one of the bottom castings or bottom ones of these was broken. It was missing one of this part. So, and on top of that, one of my tires split and I lost it. I was going to glue it, but I can't find it. So now I'm going to do 6 of these. So 4 will be Restos and 2 will be customs. So I'm not going to paint these. I already cleaned them up. Why paint them when they're in good shape? They just were really dirty. So I figure once I attach them, they'll be okay. And plus, all these are pretty good. This one here is missing the end. But I'll have this as one of my customs. There's that. And then my window units, I have 6. And all of them are in pretty good shape. I've got this one right there. Now, this one here is caved in. So I might just cut that off and use this. My little LED for a little beacon. So I got options. So, alright, I'm going to go bring these to the wire wheel and get them cleaned up. Stick around. Alright, so just got back from the wire wheel and I got my Land Rovers all shined up. So I use my bench wire wheel on my, it's like a bench grinder, but it's a wire wheel. I think it does just as good a job. And I learned that trick from Opa. That's what he used to do. And his turned out pretty good. So plus I don't get all those little bristles all around the house. Anyway, speaking of which, the other day I felt something in my head and my scalp. And I had one of them little shards in there and I had to have my wife get it out with some tweezers. And it is the hazards of the job, I guess. So there's that. So these are all looking pretty good. Let's see if I can get it close. There we go. I'm going to definitely detail one of these. One of these is going to be a BP. And I don't know about the other one, to be honest with you. I guess I'll just have to figure it out. All right, folks, there they are. Off to the primer. All right, I'm getting ready to assemble my Land Rover Safari fire truck fleet and 2 customs. So, stick around for the final reveal. All right, so here's an update. I have to... Let me see if I can show this one. I have to redo all of them because when I covered them up in my garage, my little cover had some primer on it and the primer turned to dust and then it fell on these. So anyway, frustrating, but nonetheless part of the fun. So I went on black square decals and they're closed for the holiday. So at least I can get these babies primered and or stripped, primered, and repainted. And then I'll wait for black square to open. So anyway, that's the fun that we're having over here, folks. All right. I will be back probably in a couple weeks with this shoot. All right, stick around. All right, folks, it is time for my reveal for my Land Rover fire truck fleet. So, as you saw in my little in-between shoots, this build posed me a lot of problems. And nothing worse than putting the decals on and then having to redo it. So I had to order new decals from Black Square Decals, and and these decals here, I mean, I love Black Square, and I don't think it's anything that they did, but when you put these decals on, you need to be really careful. They're really, really thin, and yeah. So anyway, the windows on these, I tried my best. They were really, really trashed, all of them, but anyway, better than before, right? Isn't that the goal of this hobby? To make them always a little bit better. So those are my Restos, and like I say, I did 6. I ended up with 7 of them, but one of the chassis I couldn't use. Or no, I didn't have one, I think. So anyway, here's the other one that I did. This one I just did the front end. And looking back, I actually wish I would have painted this one like orange or something. So anyway, I did detail the little rims there red. So anyway, this is one of my customs. And let's bring the next one up. This one I went with a metallic blue and chromed out the front end and painted the ladder a chrome, and then did the chassis in red. And this one I actually made my own windshield with the vacuum forming machine. So I had to do a couple samples with that, but it came out in the end. So that's that one. And then my favorite, of course, every time I do a fleet, I got to break out the old BP livery. So this one, did the ladder green, the bumper green, and I painted the chassis green. Let's see, it's kind of hard to see. So there you go. And did the tail lights, reverse lights. I was going to detail all that stuff in there, but I changed my mind. I wish I had put something right here because there's a lot of real estate there. But anyway, so there you have it. And let me line them up as I say my parting words. So we got the Restos, and then the customs. So got a few more coming down the pipe. Some Lesney Restos and customs. So anyway, let me back up the camera here. Let me know what you think of them. Which one's your favorite? Other than the Restos. So anyway, I got a lot more builds coming on, and if I get this out in time, I think I will. Guest horseman, or I'm a guest horseman for the 4 Horsemen build exotics. I already have my casting going for that. Should be a pretty good one. And then the dibs in February, the paint it red. So whatever you got, paint it red. So anyway, on that note, folks, very happy also to report that I hit 1,000 subs. That was a pleasant surprise. So anyway, all right, that's it for now. Stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next video.
That's all, folks.